After 2 cancellations due to extreme heat, it's third time lucky for the Sligo Motor Club as we head into round 5 of the Triton Shires National Rally Championship.
At one point, the Sligo Rally looked like being a casualty of the summer heatwave, but thanks to hard work and cooperation behind the scenes, the event was rescheduled for September. And with the competitors from both the Sligo Pallets Border Championship and Top Part West Coast Championship swelling the ranks, stakes were high at the FAAC Simply Automatic Sligo Park Hotel Stages Rally.
There is a definite air of concentration here at the Sligo Stages Rally. While one mistake could alter the championship, all eyes will be firmly fixed on Monaghan man Josh Moffat and his rival from Donegal, Declan Boyle. Declan, you came second in the Tipperary Stone Throwers Rally in Clonmel. You probably don't want that balance part to slip to Josh today.
No, to be fair, I need to win. I need to start one in an odd event. We have 3 rounds left, and I probably need 2 out of them, and it's the same for Josh. So, good battle on.
Are you feeling confident today?
Yeah, look at it's another rally. It's very difficult stages out there, very technical and quite fast in places too. So, look at Declan and Sam's definitely going to push us on. So, it's anybody's yet.
First time in Sligo, we had a pretty good run, I thought, in the Stone Throwers. In reality, we finished 3rd overall, but you know, sometimes things don't go your way. So, looking forward to a good push here.
With more work commitments this year, Sam Moffat was only contesting selected events in 2018 and had not registered for the championship. But as last year's Sligo winner, the defending champion would be first to tackle the stages. Robert Little and his team at the Connacht Motor Club laid on 3 demanding technical stages, and with initial dry conditions forecast to change to wet, it was sure to be a challenging day for the competing crews. Sam Moffat may have been first on the road in his Fiesta R5, but it was younger brother Josh who was quickest out of the blocks in his Fiesta WRC. Fresh from securing the Forest Rally Championship at the Lakeland Stages Rally in Inniskill the previous day, Josh was one step closer to emulating his brother's 2017 treble. This year's Triton campaign is shaping up to be a battle between Josh and former champion Declan Boyle, both in Fiesta WRCs. The series is decided on the best 6 scores from the 7 events, and while Boyle has an 18-point lead at present, when the drop score rule is applied, they are actually level on points. Moffat was a mere 1.2 seconds quicker than Boyle on the opening test, but after the opening loop, the margin was 10.5 seconds in favour of the Monaghan driver.
And 1 left long, 60, 3 right kink absolute, 2 left absolute. 60, 2 left absolute past the pole, 104 right under the tree, slippy.
With less power than the WRC machines, Sam Moffat was doing well to hold 3rd in the R5 Fiesta, but the 2017 champion was enjoying the stages along with navigator Noel O'Sullivan. Despite scoring consistently well all year, Joe McGonigal was somewhat underwhelmed by his progress in the Mini WRC. A stall off the start line adding to his frustration. The Donegal native was still in with a good shout at the overall title, but he would need to improve on his season best of 3rd overall at the last round in Tipperary.
4 left, 120 to the top. Up to 5 right half long. 100. 1 right line, flat brow, easy.
Surprise package of the morning stage was the 2-litre Toyota Starlet of Johnny Jordan, who was following a fine 8th overall finish at the Stone Throwers with 5th overall so far in Sligo.
Johnny, you must have had a serious breakfast this morning.
Yeah. Oh, lightweight one. Oh, happy, I settling well, no bother now. Just keeping it clean. Stages kind of suit the underpowered car a wee bit more than the 2.5s, maybe that's all it is, you know. But
Fellow Donegal driver Stuart Darcy had been leading the 2-wheel drive contingent after stage 1, but was surpassed by Jordan on stage 3 as he found the stages not so well suited to his 2.5-litre Darien.
we're close here between myself and Chris. I took 7 in the first one, he took 4 of me in that one. And now Johnny Jordan's at the lepping past the two of us in class 13, you know. But to be fair, I said to Johnny during the week he'd have a good result down here, especially if it rains, you know, because they're nice, nimble stages, you know. My car's very wide.
Less than 7 seconds separated the top 3 two-wheel drive crews, and third for the moment was the escort of Cavan's Chris Armstrong.
Long 5 right hook, sweet long 5 right hook, 320. One right 100 at the step of long 5 right over crest, hooks. Repeat the step of long 5 right over crest, hooks.
Daniel Conaghan had been second in the two-wheel drive category, but an off-road moment on stage 3 saw him drop outside of the top 10. 8th overall and leading Group N was the Mitsubishi Evo 10 of Aidan Ray and Kieran McGrath. Almost 20 seconds adrift, and second in Class 4 was the Evo 9 of Gary Cairns and Martin Brady. A further 6 seconds back and third was the Vado-backed Mitsubishi of Paul Barrett.
Down in the sudden 5 left long, and crest into 4 right in. And crest okay, into small crest, into 1 left and 2 right plus.
Trevor Bustard held 4th in the production class in his Evo 9. In the running for the overall Sligo Pallets Border title, David Leonard was leading Class 20 and holding 9th overall after the opening loop. More familiar in a Subaru Impreza, crash repair specialist JF Shovlin was out in a Mark II Escort and wasn't holding back. He was 10th overall after the morning stages. In the battle for the top part West Coast Championship, Pat and Jonathan Kelly's title aspirations were dealt a blow when they were forced to retire with mechanical trouble on the opening stage. Limerick's Ed Synan was another of the crews out for top part West Coast Championship points in Sligo. Just 1.2 seconds adrift was the Mark II of Mike Quinn from Kerry.
Yeah, we're having a good old crack. Well, said Finade, we're having no battle for the West Coast, and there's only a second between us in every stage, so we're having no run, all bit of a rally.
In the battle for the Sligo Pallets Border Championship, overall leader Brian Armstrong was leading Class 12 once again with navigator Ed Gallagher. Vincent Collins and Fintan Kilroe were just 1.4 seconds off the class lead, back in second. Less than half a second further behind, William and Philip Armstrong had led the class after stage 1, but slipped to third after stage 3. It wasn't a good rally for Cormac Phelan and Katya Owl. The former junior champions retired their escort on the opening test. Cormac's dad, Kieran Phelan, was backing the event through his FAAC Simply Automatic business, while also leading Class 13F, and it was a real family affair for the Phelans in Sligo.
Kieran, you are the associated sponsor here for the Sligo Stages Rally, and you're in the Honda Civic as well, and your daughter is co-driving you, is that right?
That's right, yeah. So myself and Anya are in the Civic here, and Cormac and Katya are in the now infamous yellow Escort. So yeah, look great to be sponsor of the rally again, so it's fantastic.
Second to Kieran and Anya in Class 13F was another father-daughter crew, Keith and Sarah McFadden. Making her rallying debut, Sarah was making history too as the first visually impaired navigator in Ireland.
So Sarah, you're the first visually impaired person to have a motorsport licence in Ireland.
Yeah, so we're kind of doing this because kind of to show other people with disabilities that they can do what they want to do in life. Rallying isn't for everyone, I know that, but I don't see why it should stop them doing what they want to do in life.
While Sarah was just beginning her rallying adventure, Roger Kennedy and Wendy Blackledge were continuing a rallying odyssey that began back in the 70s.
Roger, this is most certainly not your first rally here in Sligo.
No, it's I've lost count of the number. I think it was 89 before. It was the first time we started one, and I've been doing it virtually every year since.
Fantastic. And Wendy, you're navigating today for Roger. How many years have you been navigating?
In total, 1977 I started navigation events.
And it's easy to navigate?
It's the hard job, yes.
It's the hard job, yes.
Driving's a doddle compared to navigating.
After a great season in the Toyota Starlet, Jason Black and Jack McKenna were in prime position to secure the overall junior championship in both the National and the Border Rally Championships.
Jason, today could be the day for winning the juniors. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, very happy. It's something to look forward to, so I think we need a third today, so we'll try our best to do that.
True to form, the Armagh crew were quickest across the morning stages to lead by over 24 seconds at the halfway point of the junior contest.
Square left there in front of you. 130 and a flat 3 right over crest. That's the bite. Lap 3 right over crest, 60 and 2 left over crest jump. 2 left over crest jump and 1 right. 100, 1 left over crest. 100 and 1 square left before the bridge. You have 100, you didn't see it.
Second in class was a similar machine of David Kelly and Kenny Bustard from Donegal. Kerry men Conor Murphy and Aaron Healy were third in class in their Honda Civic. The Civic EK4 of Ryan Moore and Neil Martin Brogan was a further minute behind as the Donegal crew struggled to keep pace in the tricky conditions.
Fast 4 left up here. Fast 4 left, alright. 150, turn fast square right. Turn fast square right, Ryan. Fast square right. Get her down to your first gear and away you go. You have 60 after it.
With less power than the 1600cc machines ahead, Gareth Black and Callum Maguire were doing well to be just 4 seconds further back in the 1400cc Starlet. Back at the head of the field, it's Josh Moffat who leads from Declan Boyle, but with 6 stages to come and more rain forecast, it's still all to play for when we return after this break. Welcome back to part 2 of the FAAC Simply Automatic Sligo Park Hotel Stages Rally. Conditions continue to worsen across the second loop of the stages, and having recce'd the stages in the dry, it will be a challenging afternoon for the competitors. Josh Moffat extended his lead on stages 4 and 5 and entered stage 6 with a margin of 27.5 seconds over Declan Boyle. Then it all went wrong for the Monaghan driver when he slid his Fiesta WRC off on a square right and damaged the front right wheel. With his main title rival out, Boyle took over the rally lead, but with the conditions so treacherous, he wasn't counting any chickens just yet.
120 up the stop there on crest, hairpin right, loose around the bale. 1 left absolute out, 2 left up over crest absolute.
With the demise of his younger brother Josh, Sam Moffat was promoted to second overall, but he trailed Boyle by over 40 seconds with 3 stages to go. Now up to third place, Joe McGonigal was well off the pace of the front 2 as he struggled to get to grips with the unfamiliar terrain.
Into 1 right half long over bump, tightens 2 at the pole, 40 to 4 left opens. Into 3 left over gravel, 26 right. 25 right, into 4 left tightens 5 and over small crest.
The conditions were proving a great leveller, but even so, Johnny Jordan was exceeding expectations as he held 4th overall and led the 2-wheel drive battle in his little Starlet. Aidan Ray was 5th overall and leading Group N, but there was trouble for Chris Armstrong, who hit a bank on stage 4, damaging his Escort and losing time to Johnny Jordan. It was a worse afternoon for Stuart Darcy, whose Darion developed a fuel issue and dropped to 16th overall before eventually retiring. Also out was Paul Barrett, who punctured the front right wheel of his Mitsubishi and withdrew after he hurt his hand when the steering wheel snapped back. By contrast, it was a good afternoon for Trevor Bustard and John McCafferty, who climbed from 18th overall to 7th after the second loop.
You know, we're liking the wet. It's sort of suiting us better in the 4-wheel drive car too, you know, so we're managing to pull up a few places, so brilliant.
The junior contest concluded after stage 6 and Gareth Black finished 4th in class with navigator Callum Maguire. Ryan Moore and Neil Martin Brogan brought their Honda Civic to 3rd place in Sligo. David Kelly took second in class, guided by Kenny Bustard in the Toyota Starlet. But taking the class win by over 20 seconds were Jason Black and Jack McKenna, who secured both the national and the border junior titles after a great season in the Starlet.
Jason, huge congratulations today. You are the junior champion. How do you feel?
Oh, over the moon. So it's great. So a brilliant year. So very happy.
And your navigator, Jack. Jack, you must have had many moments out there today.
Oh, no, it wasn't too bad. Third stage there was very slippy, but we managed the best. Woke up on it, knew what we had to do and got round.
In the main field classes, Keith Ewing and Sean Quigley took the Class 1 honours in their Honda Civic. Rallying once again to raise awareness for blood and platelet donation, Art McCarrick and John McKay were leading Class 2 in the Opel Adam until this happened on Stage 7.
Over the crest. Oh! Bonnet!
The pair slipped a second in class before retiring after Stage 8. Ronan Denning and Carl Egan took the Class 2 win in their Peugeot 208 R2. Roger Kennedy and Wendy Blackledge added another finish to their long list of completed events as they took second in Class 3. Michael Rogers and Aidan Conley took the Class 3 win with 12 seconds to spare in their Honda Civic. Brendan Friel and Jason McCahill took the Class 9 victory in their Nissan Micra. Class 10 honours went to local crew Paul and Brian McLaughlin in the Talbot Sunbeam. More locals, Kieran Carroll and Tony Kern were among the Class 11F finishers in their Honda Civic.
40 gravel and caution 3 left over the gravel. 130 over the rough. Short 3 right into 1 left.
Mayo crew Brian Lavelle and Lorcan Moore were third in Class 11F and finished 19th overall. 17th overall and runners-up in Class 11F was Donegal crew Lee and Christy McLaughlin. But taking the Class 11F win and 12th overall after a fine drive in the Honda Civic was Clare crew Michael Hamilton and Dylan Donoghue. Surviving some early mechanical trouble, Alan Lawson was glad to get his Class 11 or Escort home in one piece as he struggled with the tricky conditions on his home rally.
Flat crest, 1 left, 1. And a 1 left over crest flat, 130, and a lane 3 left. A class 3 left running water. Class 3 left running water. Watch her, will ya?
Chris McLaughlin and Loretta Kelly took the Class 11R win in their Toyota Starlet. A fine drive in Class 12 ended in last stage disappointment for Vincent Collins and Fintan Kilroe as they pulled into retirement not far into the final test. Early Class 12 leaders William and Philip Armstrong had to settle for the runner-up spot in the end. But taking the Class 12 win and with it the overall Sligo Palace Border Rally Championship title were Brian Armstrong and Aidan Gallagher, who finished 16th overall in the Mark II Escort.
Brian, you're border champion here today. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It wasn't simple, I can assure you. It was a tough day. Very, very demanding stages, but we're very happy to be here.
Ireland's first visually impaired navigator, Sarah McFadden, guided her dad Keith to second in Class 13F in the Renault Clio.
And tight 5 left, 40, turn square right 100. Square right 100.
Another father-daughter crew, Kieran and Anya Phelan, took the Class 13F win in the FAAC Simply Automatic Honda Civic. In Class 13R, local crew Martin and James Ewing took third place in their Peugeot 205. 6th overall before an off-road moment demoted them to 23rd place, Daniel Conahan and Terence McGee eventually finished 15th overall and 2nd in Class 13R. But taking the class win was Paul Clark, who finished 13th overall with navigator Martin Byrne. In Class 14, Ed Sinan and Thomas Collins took 5th place and finished 18th overall. Mike Quinn and Tony Healy were 4th in class and 14th overall and move into the lead of the Top Part West Coast Series with 1 round to go. After a slow start, Monaghan crew John McQuaid and Thomas Traynor finished strongly to take 3rd in class and 8th overall. 9 seconds ahead in 7th were JF Shovelin and Ryan Moore, who took the runner-up spot in Class 14. After some misfortune in the later stages of recent events, Chris Armstrong and Chris Melly were delighted to take the Class 14 win and finish 5th overall in Sligo.
Long 2 right 40 and the long 4 right over flying finish. 100, long 4 right now over flying finish 100. That's you. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, very happy to get to the end. There were tough stages. Didn't look great in the middle loop. We hit a bank, but we're happy to get to the end. Stuart was unlucky to go out with mechanical failure, but bring it to the next round and see where we go.
To the 4-wheel drive classes now, and taking the Class 15 win despite this time-consuming overshoot were James McGreal and Chris Mitchell in the Mitsubishi Evo 6. In Class 20, there was disappointment for David Leonard and Niall Burns, who spun and beached their Mitsubishi on stage 6. Seeded 20th and finishing 20th overall were John and James Kearns, who had to settle for the runner-up spot in Class 20 behind winners Anthony Kearns and Mark Preston, who finished 11th overall in the Subaru Impreza. In Class 4, father and daughter crew Sean and Claire Gallagher took 4th place and finished 10th overall in the Group N Mitsubishi. 3rd in Group N was Gary Kearns, navigated to 9th overall by Martin Brady. Trevor Bustard and John McCafferty took the runner-up spot in Class 4 and finished 6th overall. Class 4 victors Aidan Ray and Kieran McGrath took a convincing win of over 1.5 minutes, finishing 4th overall in the Mitsubishi Evo 10.
We had a good run all day. We kept it clean, steady and fast, but we're here, no big moments or nothing like that.
To the overall podium finishers now, and an exceptional drive by Johnny Jordan saw the Donegal man take 3rd place, with Gary McNairn calling the notes in the rear-wheel drive Toyota Starlet.
Johnny, 2-wheel drive winner and 3rd overall. You must be delighted.
Yeah, stages were very enjoyable. They were quite tricky in places, but they were grand. Everything went well, nav and everything perfect. So you couldn't beat it.
Declan Boyle and James O'Reilly went into the final loop with a 43-second lead, but like championship rival Josh Moffat earlier, conditions got the better of Boyle when he spun off on stage 7, and while he finished the stage, his car was too badly damaged to continue. Promoted to 2nd overall, Joe McGonigal and Kieran Geeney's consistent year continued with another season's best, and as top registered crew, they netted maximum points in Sligo.
Again, like some of the other rounds, we've never been here before. Everybody else has done it, kind of 3 or 4 times, so we're delighted with the result.
But taking the overall win at the Sligo Stages Rally were Sam Moffat and Noel O'Sullivan. The pair had a faultless drive in the Fiesta R5 and arrived back at the Sligo Park Hotel with 45.8 seconds to spare.
Sam, 2nd year in a row winning Sligo. Did you expect this?
Absolutely not. Not when Josh and Declan were in the World Cars there. We thought we'd try and push for 3rd, and kind of all unfolded in front of us, and we got it. Couldn't believe it.
So there's confirmation of the final results. And in terms of the Triton Championship, Josh Moffat's non-finish means that even if he were to claim maximum points from the final 2 rounds, Declan Boyle needs to score 25 points from the 2 events to secure his 3rd national title.
Weather conditions varied today and it has drastically changed the leaderboard, but Sam Moffat has came out on top to win the Sligo Stages Rally. We will be heading to Clare for the next round of the championship. Hope to see you there. From all of us here on The Limit Sports, bye for now.